Welcome into a solo edition of Box Office Quarterbacks. My name is Jeff. Today I am talking about A Quiet Place Day One, the newest installment of the Quiet Place franchise that was created by John Krasinski. This version stars Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn. It's obviously day one of the apocalypse when the aliens come down and start wreaking havoc on our society. This is a prequel to the two movies we've gotten before, obviously, from the title. Um, I really like this movie. I think it did a lot of things well. I really liked the sort of, you can say, I Am Legend vibes of this movie. Like, there is a lot of inspiration, I think, that came from that Will Smith movie from the early 2000s, where it's like, the city is empty. It's these two characters. There's a very cute animal character in the center of this movie, Frodo the cat, who steals the show, by the way. This gives you a perspective that you haven't really seen in this franchise before, and that is a invasion from the perspective of a giant city as opposed to like a farmhouse or an island, which is kind of what we got in the first two Quiet Place movies for the most part, uh, especially New York City, which is, if you've been there, very, very loud, as the opening scroll would tell you, that there is so many different elements that you have to worry about to stay quiet in a city of this size. There's a really good scene in here where everybody is evacuating to the boats to try to get away from these aliens. And if you're in a city of millions and millions of people, obviously moving in a crowd is going to make a lot more noise than what would happen like in the first movie, where it's just a family of four in a farmhouse. So uh, those are some new elements that I really liked here. Um, I really did love Lupita Nyong'o's character. She is in hospice care. She's dying of cancer. She's kind of at the end of her rope. She reluctantly goes into the city to see this marionette show, and then that's when everything breaks out. There's a good supporting role in here by Nat Wolff. He is the kid from the new Jumanji movies, and he was in Hereditary. He plays a nurse, Lupita Nyong'o's nurse at this hospice care center. He ushers them into the city, and that's when everything breaks out. Pretty heartbreaking death scene for him in this movie. I liked him. Joseph Quinn has kind of blown up since Stranger Things season 4 came out. Almost like a meteoric rise. Like, this was like the first time I had ever seen him is when I watched Stranger Things, and all of a sudden he's booking all these giant roles. So this is the second thing I've seen him in. I thought he was fine. Like, I thought his character was, I don't know, kind of annoying at times. He was just kind of pop up and follow Lupita's character, kind of like a lost puppy dog, but definitely made the ending a lot more emotional when they do, spoiler alert, part ways, and he takes her cat onto the boat and she's left in the city. But yeah, like, there's a lot of things this movie does well, like especially like dealing with animals in the apocalypse. I don't think we really dealt with that in the first two movies. Like, that is, and my wife will say, the most well-behaved cat maybe ever put on screen. He's just kind of along for the ride. He's going underwater at certain points of this. He's just kind of chilling, and I really did love that cat. This movie, I think, really keeps the franchise fresh, like giving you a new perspective of the invasion. You have a character played by Dimon Honsu from the second movie coming back for this movie. He was the guy in the island that welcomes Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt's characters into the fold over there. So, like, everything is tying together. As far as like the longevity of this franchise, like, you got something good going here with the prequel. You got the two versions of the story that come after this chronologically, I think maybe there's room for one more movie here before we kind of retire it for a while. Like, we want to see how the invasion ends. That's really the only story left telling. You've seen the perspective of the day one invasion from small town America. You've seen it now in a big city. Like, unless they go to, like, I don't know, like a secluded snowy cabin, I think we're kind of um, towards the end of the franchise. I kind of want to see how they fight back against the aliens and how they get out of this. That would be where I would want the franchise to go from here. But yeah, the performances are great. Lupita is fantastic. Like, she does a lot of stuff, non-verbally, of course, when everything goes down, that I thought was just fantastic. Just tying everything into her relationship with her dad at the end of the day, I thought was really good. Her and Joseph Quinn have some really good chemistry. I will give them that. Like, his character did get on my nerves a little bit, but he was very sweet at the end of the day. Like, just taking care of this woman that he barely even knows, and will risk his life to go get her like a box of pizza to remind her of when she went into the city with her dad. I thought that was a very sweet relationship. Those two characters really are the standouts, obviously, of this franchise. It's very unique, and I don't want it to be kind of bogged down by sequel after sequel. So yeah, like I said before, hoping that we kind of get a bow on it sooner rather than later. Yeah, one of the best horror prequels I've seen in a while. Probably the best horror prequel this year, if you're going to judge it off of like the first Omen or some of the other ones that have come out. This is definitely better than like the Strangers reboot. It's not really as scary, especially if you've watched this franchise before. Like, the jump scares are there, but this isn't something that you're going to have nightmares about. I would still say the first movie in the franchise is probably the most frightening one still, especially like the scene where the baby's born and they have to keep the baby quiet. Like, that is just like the scariest sequences in the franchise for me still. But if we were going to judge this on a box office QB scale, I think I would give this movie probably a starter. Like, it's a good time at the movies. Like, and these days I'm a little more picky when it comes to seeing movies in theaters. And like, this got me to the theater to see this movie opening weekend, and that is a testament to that. So yeah, starter, you'll have a good time. The runtime's not that long. The story is emotional and it's tense at times, and I think it's a good escape for an hour and 36 minutes or whatever it is. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of A Quiet Place Day One. Where do you want to see the franchise go from here? And what would you rank it on the box office QB scale? But this has been a solo edition of Box Office Quarterbacks. My name is Jeff. We will talk to you guys very, very soon. Me and Ahmed are going to do the bear. We're going to do it probably tomorrow, so that'll be out soon. But we'll talk to you guys then. Have a good one.